How'd the acting thing happen?
So all these other friends of mine started acting. When Sean started acting, when he did Fast Times, I was like, what the? He was playing like a combination of about three guys I knew.
Yeah.
One in particular, but I won't say because unless Sean agrees that I think it was this guy. I've never talked to him about it, but he was playing an amalgamation of kids that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And then I went off to college, and most of these guys didn't go to college. Holly Robinson, Rob Lowe, these guys didn't go to college.
Their careers took off
went off. And so I'm in college and these guys are all becoming hugely famous. My dad, in fact, produced and directed Young Guns, the original first Young Guns.
Are you serious?
So yeah. So I was back from college one time and he throws a script. He used to always throw scripts at me and say, read it and tell me what you think. And I was a very ready. I read all the time. I liked reading. I ended up being a history major and my dad was cultivating my writing. I've written 35 scripts with my father.
Wow.
So it's awesome. And we're working together now, but he would throw a script at me and go, read this. And he threw a script at me and I read it like a story and it was Young Guns. And he goes, I said, yeah, I read it. He goes, do you think Emilio could play Billy? And I was like, yeah. Especially because it's written kind of goofy. Now, Emilio was a great athlete. Emilio was incredibly fast on the track team, and our track team was very good. He was on the 4x1, 4x100 relay, which is you got to have speed. I was on the 4x400 relay. I was a
stamina.
The 400 meters is strip, is a sprint. It's not the same as the 100 meters.
Right.
It takes me 100 meters to get going sometimes. But he was on the 4x100, so very good athlete, funny. And just a great guy.
So,
I was like, yeah, I think
so. You said, yeah, and you think that influenced your dad?
Of course. The same way, we as not so young people would ask a young person, does this sound like something interesting that you and your friends might watch or whatever? I said, yeah, I think he could play it. I think it'd be good. And having known him for so many years. And then it turned out that, Emilio, Charlie, all these guys. In fact, there's a little known, my brother and Tom Cruise are two of the bad guys that get shot in like the final shootout.
Right.
Tom Cruise and when Emilio were good friends. So Tom came out, they put a big mustache on him and he took a big shot. And,
really?
So
I didn't know Tom Cruise was in that.
Yeah. But as an uncredited extra, I could show you the shot.
Oh my God. I gotta look it up or get a screenshot of that.
I'll send it to you.
Were you at all interested? Your dad's doing all these big movies. Go, I want to play a role. I want to do this.
He thought, he's like, you could do this if you want to do this, this things. And there was talk even before Charlie took the role of Jim Brewer. I think it's Jim Brewer, but in the Young Guns, I was like, well, if I was going to play anybody, I'd play him. But I was a college kid and hadn't acted. So I was like, I was looking at my friends because I went to Princeton. So I'm in New Jersey. I'm looking at what my friends did in the summer times, and they're all going to Wall Street. They're working 40, 50 hours a week minimum on the street in suit and ties in the New York City summer, sweating their tails off, taking the subway. I was like, this sucks. I'm going to go onto my dad's set, Young Guns, and I'll fart around there for 3 weeks and then I'll go train for football. That was so much more enticing to me than that other sort of business. Now, some of my friends became billionaires, so maybe I screwed up, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love coming in. Doing a series is different than doing a movie. And obviously, that having spent as many years as you did on a series, you sort of feel trapped.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's no other life outside it. So I didn't understand all that yet. I just thought, be a movie star, be like these guys, play cops and robbers.